Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Rebirth, Octopus at the Beginning, Becoming the God of Cthulhu. Chapter 51. Great Emperor, there is some information about this guy in my inherited memory. This is a descendant of the old god. This old god is named Exila, said the giant turtle emperor. Shiraz, I still have diarrhea. Lu Feng began to complain in his heart. Well, what do you think we should do with this guy? Lu Feng looked at the guy he was imprisoned by. I recommend getting rid of it immediately, otherwise it will call for more of its kind. Lu Feng thought for a moment, and then blasted the Sidora with a purple laser. It's a pity that no energy crystal exploded. To prevent accidents, I will continue to stay here for a few more days. You can tell the humans in this fortress after it is completely safe. Lu Feng said to the giant turtle emperor. Yes, Emperor. In the following days, the fortress slowly regained its vitality. There was no trace of the mysterious creature again, and the feeling of despair gradually disappeared from people's hearts. After looking back to normal, Lu Feng returned to Northern Fortress No. 1 after receiving the reward of 1,000 bottles of fine spiritual rain. His energy points surged by another 10 million, and the total number of energy points reached 35.3 million. At this moment, his energy point is one step closer to the 40 million mark. After returning to Northern Fortress No. 1, he found some strange changes in the fortress. Several teams of evolvers in the fortress are wearing blue armor. The armor does not look like it is made of metal, but its defensive capabilities are very strong. Moreover, the combat power of these people is obviously much stronger than that of the evolvers of the same level. This armor is not a fortress at first glance. Product. He immediately sent a message to Zhang Xiaoya and asked, what is the situation with those people wearing blue armor in the fortress? Emperor, you are back. Great. Those life metal armors you mentioned were obtained from the ruins in the west. Zhang Xiaoya explained. Oh, what else did you find besides the armor? Hehe, I have to thank the Emperor for your guidance this time, otherwise we wouldn't have obtained so many black technologies. Zhang Xiaoya immediately opened the door to a secret laboratory, which contained more than 10 kinds of special items. Great Emperor, these are quantum laser swords and energy guns. They are extremely lethal. This is life metal armor. It has strong defense and can not only automatically regenerate but also condense energy shields. Zhang Xiaoya introduced them one by one. After a while of introduction, Lu Feng realized that these special things were obtained from that ruins. Moreover, they have only conquered 30% of the ruins, leaving 2/3 unexplored. Seeing Zhang Xiaoya's extremely excited expression, Lu Feng stopped asking any more questions. This ancient ruins seems to be the product of alien technology or other civilizations, and it appeared together with the second revival of spiritual energy. He could no longer understand this planet anymore. He originally thought that the revival of spiritual energy would only allow the animals and plants on the planet to evolve, but he didn't know that it had exceeded his expectations. Oh, why do you care so much, as long as you don't mess with me? Lu Feng said in his heart. His first goal now is to evolve to level 7, and he doesn't care much about other things. As time goes by, Northern Fortress No. 1 is developing at an alarming rate, but humans around the world are suffering multiple persecutions. Not only do they have to face the powerful Beast King, but they also face terrifying weirdness. The ancient ruins discovered by some people are not friendly. They may be deadly traps or contain more terrifying things. In just 1 week, the number of humans on Blue Star decreased again, from more than 4 billion before to less than 2 billion. Some big countries, such as the Lighthouse Country and the Woolly Bear Country, originally had more than a dozen bases, but with the recovery of Blue Star, they had to gather the remaining people together. There are many countries that exist in name only, and basically no one can be found in these countries. Just like the Cherry Blossom Kingdom to the east of the Dragon Kingdom, the country was originally not large and the population was not large. In addition, the Blue Star's recovery also left the only remaining base to Huo. There are probably less than 100,000 people alive in Sakura Country now. These living people heard that the Dragon Kingdom was safer, and they all rushed towards the Dragon Kingdom. However, they had to pass through the Seer Sky, and encountered attacks from some evolved beasts. In the end, less than 50,000 people arrived in the Dragon Kingdom. These 50,000 Sakura people came towards the Northern Fortress No. 1. Although the dragon people didn't like the Sakura people, they still took them in out of humanitarian considerations. Just as Lu Feng was absorbing energy comfortably every day, a system prompt came. Open black lens bracket ding. Blue Star humans will face the elimination of evolved beasts, and the host is requested to assist Northern Fortress Number 1 in defending against the beast tide in 3 days. The scale of this beast tide is huge. If the fortress is occupied, the mission will be judged as failed. Successful defense rewards 1 bottle of Bloodline Enhancement Potion. Is this Tongzi issuing another mission? Lu Feng muttered. Evolved beasts to wipe out humans. Interesting. It seems that the evolved beasts have been greatly improved in this spiritual recovery and are ready to launch a general attack on humans. He then informed several senior officials in the fortress about the incident and asked them to prepare for defense. Several senior executives broke out in cold sweat after hearing this. They had no doubts about Lu Feng's words. This was the evolution beast's plan to wipe out all human beings. Soon the news spread to bases around the world. This makes all human beings feel a sense of oppression that is about to come. If human beings fail this time, they will withdraw from the stage of history, or the species will be exterminated. The 2 human guardian beasts in the Dragon Kingdom, the Giant Turtle King and the Colorful Ox King, also received message transmissions from other beast kings the next day. It means that the 2 of them should withdraw from the human camp, and they will be fined if they don't toast and eat. The 5-colored Ox King responded directly. Who the hell are you? Dare to threaten you, Uncle Niu. Get away as far as you can. This made the Beast King who was transmitting the message to it furious, and said something like, let the Ox King wait to die. But the Giant Turtle King did not reply immediately. It proactively reached a cooperation agreement with humans and took many benefits from humans. If it breaks its promise now, its reputation will be bad in the future, and it will definitely be laughed at by the beasts. But if it insists on siding with humans, its chances of falling will be very high. After thinking about it, it still had to stand with humans. If it couldn't stand it anymore, it would run to Lu Feng. Already Lu Feng's strength is enough to suppress these beast kings. Soon the 3rd day came, and a large number of marine evolved beasts landed on land from all over the world. There are also terrestrial evolved beasts and flying evolved beasts, and the 3 of them rushed towards the gathering place of humans. Basically every human base is besieged by several beast kings and dozens or hundreds of beast kings, and the number 1 northern fortress of the Dragon Kingdom is also surrounded by tens of millions of beasts at this time. There are 3 beast kings and 122 beast kings commanding this beast tide. At this time, a 500-meter-long white giant snake sent a message. Ox King, you are somewhat calm, but it's a pity that you will definitely die today. The 3-eyed white snake emperor looked at the colorful ox emperor jokingly, as it was the one who had been exchanging blows with the ox emperor before. TCH, Mr. Niu, I haven't eaten snake bile for a long time. It looks like I can eat meat today. Really, I haven't tasted beef for a long time, and it's still beast king grade beef. The 3-eyed white snake emperor said coldly. The 2 sides were at each other's throats, and they seemed to get into a fight if they disagreed. The humans in the fortress were sweating coldly, mainly because there were too many beasts outside. A mass of darkness, like a sea tide. There are even tens of thousands of flying evolved beasts. Not to mention the tide of beasts on the ground, they cannot cope with the tens of thousands of evolved beasts in the sky alone. A thin layer of sweat broke out on Lu Chengjin's forehead. He said to the chiefs, Chiefs, there are too many beasts. Our firepower may not be able to sustain them. Chief number 1 pondered for a moment and said, defend according to the original plan. If an uncontrollable situation arises, then cover the people to escape. Yes, Chief. The chief's method is also a helpless move. If it really can't be defended by then, it will leave a spark of hope for mankind. Lu Feng hid in the sky and observed the beast tide below. After careful sensing, the number of beasts in front of him had reached more than 23 million. Among them, there are 122 level 4 beast kings and 3 level 5 beast kings. The 3-headed 5th level beast kings are the 3-eyed white snake king, the sky-scraping turtle king, and the sky-swallowing golden eagle king. He was not sure that he could pull all such a huge group of beasts into the illusion, and it should be difficult for such beast king level evolved beasts to fall into the illusion. There are now 17 clones around him, each clone is equivalent to a 5th level beast king. The combat power is equal to that of an ordinary beast king, but there are too many beasts in front of him, and the number of his clones is still too few. This is the truth behind the saying that if there are too many ants, the elephant will die. However, if he really goes out together and goes all out to stop the attack of the beast tide, he can still win. However, he could not guarantee that the fortress and humans would be safe and sound. He could only guarantee that he would kill all the more than 20 million evolved beasts. After thinking for a while, he still didn't plan to send out the main body to fight for the time being. If there is a level 6 old bastard hiding nearby, it won't be worth it if he loses himself. Since the second spiritual energy recovery, he has become more cautious. Even though he is already a level 6 existence, he is increasingly unable to understand Blue Star now. It's always better to be careful. At this time, the beasts got out of the way, and the three-eyed white snake king slowly approached the fortress. It wanted to have a 1v1 real man battle with the Ox King first. A pre-battle fighter told from a human perspective. The two sides had already begun to make some warm-up preparations. The Cow King's forehooves kept kicking the ground, and a banging sound came from its feet. And the ground beneath its feet has suffered a lot, and it has cracked every inch of it. The Snake King stretched out his body in a spirited manner. The huge scales on his body were still opening and closing, and the sun was shining with dazzling white light under these scales. The Ox King stared closely at the Snake King while gathering strength, and the Snake King prepared to do another full body stretch before starting a battle. But when it just stretched out its huge snake body, the Ox King suddenly bumped into it. Bang! The Bull King's horn pushed the opponent away. You don't have any martial ethics and you actually carry out a sneak attack. Damn you! The three-eyed white snake emperor said angrily. Don't talk nonsense. What do you mean by me carrying out a sneak attack? It's obviously your own lack of strength that didn't prevent me from attacking. Hee, the Ox Emperor said proudly. 3 bloody holes appeared on the Snake King's body, which were pierced by the Ox King's sharp horns. I'm so angry. Go to hell for me. The Snake King has gone completely crazy and instantly pounces on the colorful sacred cow. The Ox King also ran straight up and collided with it. Bang! The huge impact caused the eardrums of everyone in the fortress to rupture, and blood flowed out of the ears. Space distortion has occurred at the location where both sides collided, which was caused by excessive force. At this time, the two of them were also knocked upside down. The Ox King flew upside down for 5,000 meters, and the Snake King flew upside down for 7,000 meters. In terms of strength, the Ox King is obviously superior, but the power of snakes is not reflected in frontal collision, but in binding and strangulation. HMPH. You can't do this either. He looks pretty cool, but he turns out to be a wax head with a silver gun. The Ox King mocked. The Snake King shook his huge head and ignored its taunt. The snake eye in the middle of the Snake King fired a white light towards the Ox King. The speed was so fast that people couldn't react, but the Ox King roared loudly, and a layer of colorful divine light enveloped his body. Bang! The white light collided with the multicolored light mask. Although the light mask blocked the blow, numerous cracks also appeared. The Snake King took the opportunity to pounce on him, and at the same time, his third eye shot out 2 more white lights. One of them was dodged by the Ox King, while the other completely shattered its colorful light shield. At this time, the Snake King had arrived in front of it, and the Cow King hurriedly pushed his head against the opponent, but this head was empty. The Snake King shook its hand, and then took the opportunity to tie it up with its huge snake body. The Ox King wanted to break free, but its limbs had no good power points. The more it struggled, the Snake King was bound tighter. Let me go. If you have the guts, don't play with me. Niu Huang said angrily. You are so cruel. I want to hang you, so who will play with you? At this time, the Ox King was already a little anxious. His body was tied tighter and tighter. If this continued, he would get cold. Moo. PFF'd. It directly opened its mouth and bit the Snake King's body, and a large piece of flesh was bitten off. Hiss. The Snake King hissed in pain, and then bit the Ox King on the back. The 2 emperor-level giant beasts just started biting each other. A large amount of blood sprayed out from their bodies, and as the Snake King struggled to bite, the Ox King's horns shone brightly. A burst of colorful divine light spread out from the Bull King's body, shaking the Snake King out with a bang. The originally restrained Ox King was now standing on the ground and began to run rapidly towards the Snake King. The Snake King was shocked by the colorful divine light and his whole body ached, but he didn't dare to be careless when the opponent hit him, and immediately whipped the Ox King with a flick of his tail. The Cow King was really whipped by this blow, and its huge body was also whipped away. Then two white lights shot over. Bang bang. A huge crater was made in the Ox King's body, and two huge bloody holes appeared in its abdomen. These two blood holes were injured by the two white lights, and the color of these two wounds gradually turned black. Only then did the Ox King realize that the white light was highly poisonous, and its abdomen was gradually losing consciousness. If it continues like this, the poison will paralyze its whole body, and then it will lose its fighting ability and be left to be slaughtered. Moo! The Ox King raised his head to the sky and roared loudly, then his whole body turned from colorful to red, and his eyes were also blood red. The Snake King on the opposite side knew that it was about to make a last-ditch effort, and immediately waited for it. Aha! A stream of red light passed by. The Ox King appeared behind it, and a feeling of death appeared in the Snake King's mind. The boss of its three snake eyes stared forward in disbelief. PFF'd. The Snake King's head slowly separated from his body, and then fell to the ground. It never thought until it died that this damn old cow had such sharp skills. Boom! Two Beast Kings fell to the ground one after another, one was killed and fell, and the other was seriously injured and exhausted. Great Emperor, I'm afraid this subordinate will die, and I will have to rely on you from now on. The Ox King said feebly. Lu Feng was speechless for a while, then you came up and acted recklessly and then made soy sauce the whole time. Your boy's conscience is very bad. Just let me carry this tens of millions of beasts by myself. Dinosaur carrying wolf. Carry a chicken. When the two Beast Kings in the distance heard the Bull King's words, they immediately became alert. According to what the Ox King said, there is a more powerful existence nearby. Could it be that kind of top-level Beast King? But they didn't sense it at all. The Sky Turtle King glanced at the Golden Eagle King in the sky, and the two communicated with each other. Then the Ghost King let out a loud roar, and a large number of ground beasts began to rush towards the fortress. They want to test to see who is hiding nearby. Lu Feng had already scolded the 18th generation of the Cow Emperor. If you fall down, just fall down, and you will expose me. Really awesome pig teammates. Seeing the beasts attacking, he had no choice but to send his clones to stop them. Just when the herd was still 5,000 meters away from the fortress, 6 giant octopuses flew down from the sky. These 6 octopuses are more than 200 meters long, and they are all the same. Although their size is slightly smaller than that of the 5th-level Beast King, their aura is not weak at all. The two Beast Kings in the distance looked shocked. There are actually 6 octopus Beast Kings hidden here. No wonder the Ox King is so confident. The rushing beasts were shocked by the pressure of these 6 Emperor-level octopuses, and their bodies began to tremble. Roar! The giant roar of the Sky Turtle King came from behind the herd again, and the trembling beasts rushed forward again. Bang bang bang! Countless high-pressure energy guns were fired at the herd of beasts from the sky. The beasts began to die in large swaths before they even got close. General Lu in the fortress immediately ordered, "Blast all distant missiles at me. Don't save, attack with all your strength. The current range is not enough to use the energy gun to attack. You have to move closer." The soldiers in the fortress all hold new energy guns, which are the latest developments. There are also some evolvers wearing relic suits, holding relic weapons in their hands, and waiting for the arrival of the beast tide with serious expressions. Papa Papa. 6 clones guarded the 6 directions of the fortress respectively. The rushing beasts were beaten to pulp by the tentacles of the clones, but the number of the opponents was still too much. A small part of the herd escaped the clones' attack and rushed under the fortress. They launched a frantic attack on the fortress, and human evolvers and soldiers also fought fiercely with these beasts. The sound of guns, roars of beasts, and screams are endless. At this time, 2 of his 6 clones were crawled all over by the beasts. Those 2nd and 3rd order evolved beasts tasted the blood of the clones and aroused their bloody nature. At this moment, the Golden Eagle King in the sky screamed, and the 30 level 4 Beast Kings behind the beasts immediately rushed towards the 6 clones. These level 4 Beast Kings all have their own special skills. Now they are divided into 6 teams, each pair has 5 Beast Kings. Under normal circumstances, the 5-headed Beast King can only seriously injure the Beast King at most, but cannot defeat the opponent. But now they have a large number of beasts as human shields, so they only have to be responsible for attacking. With the addition of these 30 Beast Kings, Lu Feng's 6 clones were unable to resist, and their injuries became more and more serious. The combat effectiveness also began to decline, and several of the tentacles of several clones were bitten off. The death and injury of the beast group were also very heavy. There were countless corpses of evolved beasts around each clone, and these corpses were piled up into hills. The Beastmaster team that besieged the clones was only responsible for attacking, not melee combat. They just shoot and change places. If they are hit by the clone, they immediately retreat to recuperate and wait for the opportunity. This is using his clone as a boss. What a bunch of idiots. At the rear of the herd, there were more than 90 Beast Kings and 2 Beast Kings watching eagerly. The current battle situation is proceeding according to the expectations of the 2 Beast Kings. As long as they kill these 6 octopuses, they can destroy this human fortress. Lu Feng hid in the sky and observed the battle below. If he hadn't been worried about the presence of humans here, he would have really wanted to rush down and release a wave of advanced deadly poison domain. Poison these evil things. Since the other party wants to kill him, don't blame me for being a cheat. Waste. I want you to know what waste is. Lu Feng said in his heart. Just when the herd thought victory was within reach, 6 octopus clones flew out of the sky again. To put it bluntly, he can condense these clones as long as he consumes 1 tentacle. His current energy is simply endless. Even if the energy in the body is exhausted, there are still energy points in the system space. The herd looked at the 6 giant octopuses that appeared again, and they were all stunned. It was so exhausting that 6 emperor-level octopuses died, and now 6 more appear. How to fight this? Beat the ass. Do not fight. Damn it. The 6 Beastmaster teams retreated one after another and stopped attacking. The 2 Beast Kings in the distance were also shocked at this time. Why did 6 identical Octopus Kings appear again? Golden Eagle Emperor, we must have missed the illusion, right? The Sky Turtle Emperor asked doubtfully. The Golden Eagle Emperor shook his head and replied, No, I have the talent of spiritual perception. If there is an illusion, I will sense it immediately. Then this. It seems that the opponent is the Beast King of the same ethnic group. It is difficult to handle. Immediately replace the Beast King of the first echelon and replace it with the second echelon. If we can kill 6 of his Beast King, we can kill 6 more. Jin Diao Huang said gloomily. Well, that's all there is to it. Then the Turtle King let out a loud roar, and the second batch of Beast King teams rushed forward. The battle continues to pass as time passes, and a large number of beasts die every second. The second wave of clones sent by Lu Feng also fell one after another. Just as the beasts were rejoicing, 6 giant octopuses appeared in the sky again. On mentality, Lu Feng is professional. Are you going to waste it? Look how I will kill you. The Ferris Turtle King asked again. Golden Eagle King, are you really sure we are not under an illusion? We really didn't fall into the illusion. Stop asking, aren't you bothering me? So what should we do now? Have we been wasting this much? As the Supreme Commander on the ground, the Turtle King has no choice. The Golden Eagle Emperor thought for a while and said, Now we only have 2 options. One is to order the entire army to attack and capture the opponent in one fell swoop. The other is for you and me to go to that place to explore the sky to see if there are any more Emperor-level octopuses. Quote. The 2 of us are going to investigate. What if we are besieged? If I don't go, I'm going to die, said the Turtle Emperor, shaking his head. They are just 2 Beast Kings, so there is no need to go deep into the enemy's lair. If there were still a large number of Imperial octopuses in that sky, they would have been besieged in the past. Even if you don't die, you will still shed your skin. Then now we can only launch a full army attack, the Golden Eagle Emperor said helplessly. The Ferris Turtle Emperor rolled his eyes and said, We actually have a third option. That is to retreat with the entire army and give up attacking this human fortress. The Golden Eagle Emperor glared at the Turtle Emperor. Aren't you afraid of being attacked by other Beast Emperors? Do you still dare to retreat? Oops. Anyway, we agreed to wipe out the humans at that time, but we didn't say where to wipe out the humans. We will attack other human fortresses first, and then gather more beasts and beast kings to besiege this place. Isn't this mysterious? No sleep. The Golden Eagle Emperor looked at the Turtle Emperor with a surprised look on his face. I didn't expect that your thick eyebrows and big eyes would come up with such opportunistic methods. Awesome. It turns out that among the 3 beast emperors, the Turtle Emperor is the stupidest and most honest one, the Snake Emperor is cunning, and the Golden Eagle Emperor is quite resourceful. After the 2 beast kings discussed it, they immediately let out a huge roar, and the beasts that were still besieging gave up their attacks and ran in the opposite direction. Are you retreating now? Lu Feng asked suspiciously. At this time, the beast herd was running towards the distance like an ebbing tide. The 2 beast kings and more than 100 beast kings were running at the front. They are galloping towards the central area of Dragon Kingdom. Everyone in the fortress looked at the retreating beast tide, and they all shouted in joy. We won! We won! Everyone cheered. Many people had tears of excitement on their faces. This was the one with the fewest casualties. Moreover, there are a large number of evolved beast corpses outside the city, at least millions in number. As the herds receded, humans also began to go out of the city to collect the corpses of evolved beasts. The Ox Emperor lying on the side also woke up at this time. Ouch! Why don't you come and help me detoxify, instead of collecting dried chicken feathers from the corpse? At this time, a medical team immediately came to the Cow King and began to inject him with antidote. In fact, even without injecting these medicines, it can recover on its own, but it will take longer. After being treated, the Ox King began to squeal again. Great Emperor! You really showed off your majesty just now. I will be your most loyal slave from now on. Lu Feng looked at it angrily. You kid, you've been paddling all the way, and you still have the nerve to talk. If you hadn't exposed my existence in the end, how could you have spent so much time? It's okay if this stupid cow doesn't speak, but Lu Feng gets angry when he speaks. Ahem, then, what? I still killed a beast king. It was somewhat useful, the Ox King said awkwardly. HMPH. Next time you dare to be Ogue, I will remove your horns. Lu Feng said dissatisfied. Lu Feng then controlled the injured clones to return to the main body, and these clones would heal on their own after a period of time. He condensed 6 more clones to supplement the battle consumption just now. After a day and night of rest, the fort returned to its original state. A large number of energy crystals were taken out by humans from the corpses of evolved beasts, and they packed them into boxes one by one according to the level of the crystals. Lu Feng is ready to start the next evolution after harvesting this wave of energy crystals. What he didn't know was that at this time, all human bases around the world were attacked by beasts, and almost 80% of humans were killed by evolved beasts. There are still a very small number of humans who are either wandering in the wild or have escaped from the base. Now in the entire Blue Star, only the North number 1 base in the Dragon Kingdom has survived. On this day, humans around the world were wiped out by beasts. The number of humans has gone from just over 4 billion to less than a billion. You must know that the current Blue Star is 8 times the size of the original Blue Star. With 1 billion humans distributed all over the world, there is basically not much left. Those who survived are still wandering in the wild. Once they encounter evolved beasts or other terrifying existences, they will be in trouble. And the Evolution Beasts campaign against humans is not over yet. The Beast Kings have sent out all their beasts, and they must kill humans whenever they see them. Several leaders of Northern Fortress No. 1 also fell into deep sorrow after losing contact with other fortresses. And they also contacted more than a dozen countries in the Human Alliance, but received no reply. The 3 chiefs and 4 generals sitting in the conference room were silent at this time. When faced with this situation, they could only imagine that the bases outside were also attacked by the beast tide, and their defense failed. Chief, this time we harvested the corpses of more than 4.2 million evolved beasts. Among them, there are 12,560 first-level energy crystals, 8,565 second-level energy crystals, and 5,820 third-level energy crystals. General Lu reported. Well, let's sort it out and send it to the Emperor together. Chief No. 2 said. Yes, but we also harvested some damaged energy crystals. I wonder what to do with these crystals. Similarly to the Emperor, This is our agreement with him, and holding the fort this time is entirely the Emperor's credit. We are just freeloaders, Chief Number 2 said helplessly. It seems that we are the only one holding the fortress. According to the Emperor's instructions, this beast wave attack on the city is a planned and conscious attack by the evolved beasts. This can be regarded as forcing us humans to a dead end. Leader Number 3 said solemnly. The atmosphere in the conference room was very depressing. If all other human base fortresses were breached, then their fortress would become the target of public criticism. At that time, there will be countless beast herds and powerful beast kings coming to besiege them. At that time, even God can't keep it. Chief Number 1 also let out a long sigh at this time. Alas. It's time to start the fire plan. I suggest that the cooperation with the Great Emperor and the Ox King ends here, and we cannot drag them to die with us. That can only be like this, everyone said helplessly. Chief Number 1 left the conference room and went directly to Zhang Xiaoya's research room. Seeing that Zhang Xiaoya was still concentrating on studying the technology in the ruins, he didn't know what to say. Chief, are you here? Come and see my new discovery. Zhang Xiaoya looked up and saw Chief Number 1 and said happily. The chief interrupted her. Xiaoya, I came to you this time to tell you that the fire project has been launched. And you are the captain of the fire project. This is the list of the other fire personnel. Take a look. Zhang Xiaoya, what's going on, chief? Why did you suddenly start this plan? Then the chief told her about the current situation of mankind. After being informed by Chief Number 1, she still refused to believe it and asked, Chief, can we really not hold on? The chief shook his head and said nothing. We have the Great Emperor sitting here. Wasn't the previous beast wave repelled by the Great Emperor? Zhang Xiaoya said anxiously. Alas, the past was before, and now is now. Even if we can hold it next time, what about the next time? Sooner or later we will not be able to hold it, so we might as well give it a try. Zhang Xiaoya was like a deflated rubber ball at this time, looking at the leader in despair. Her tears couldn't help but flow out, and the chief held her in his arms and stroked her forehead. Child, you have worked hard for so many years. I hope you can lead mankind on a path of hope. ... Outside the castle, a large truck transported boxes of energy crystals, and was being handed over to Lu Feng's clone. However, there was also Chief Number 2 sitting in the car. After the handover between the two parties was clear, Chief Number 2 said to Lu Feng, Great Emperor, thank you for your help to us humans these days. On behalf of all mankind in the Dragon Kingdom, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to you, lofty respect. You don't need to be so polite. I already know your discussion. Now that you have made your decision, I won't say anything more. I just hope there will be a chance to see you again in the future. Lu Feng said in a message transmission. Since the Emperor already knows, I won't waste any more words. Finally, I would like to thank the Emperor again for taking care of us. At this time, the Ox King also ran over. Humans, do you want to end our cooperation? The Ox King asked in confusion. Yes, Ox King. The five-colored Ox King rolled his eyes at this moment and said respectfully to Lu Feng, Great Emperor. Don't abandon me. I am your most loyal bitch. Lu Feng was shocked. This stupid cow actually did this to his death. Haha, you should be lucky that humans have terminated cooperation, otherwise you would be working. But now you are free, go ahead and do whatever you want. He was too lazy to take this stupid cow with him. He could evolve again soon, so he had no time to care about this guy. Ah, Great Emperor, do you really don't want to be in Europe anymore? Looking at the cute look on the colorful Ox King's face, he really wanted to give this guy a big dick. At this time, he controlled the clone and waved his tentacles, and a burst of purple energy dispersed from the Ox King. Okay, your mark has also been cancelled by this Emperor. Now you are completely free. Lu Feng said. In fact, he didn't plant any mark on this guy at all. His operation was just to make this dead cow stop bothering him. Then the Cow King licked him again, crying and fussing, and in the end he pretended to be reluctant to let go. If there weren't so many people watching, he really wanted to kick this stupid cow away. When the colorful sacred cow left, he said, I used to call you little Tiantian, but now I call you big stupid cow. Woo-woo. After saying that, it ran towards the distance. The Ox King, who was free again, seemed like a child weighing hundreds of tons. Run freely on the prairie. Lu Feng saw a black line on his face. As for the damaged crystals, after his exploration, he found that they could no longer be refined and absorbed, so he returned them to the people of the fortress. However, according to his induction, the giant turtle king actually survived the beast tide and is now recuperating in the North Sea. Then he put away the crystal and returned to his own sea. Before leaving, he also sent a message to Miao Sunning, asking her to protect herself. His current goal is to refine these crystals and then evolve. After returning to the sea, a feeling of returning home came over him. This unfettered familiarity was what he liked best. Let's refine these crystals first, Lu Feng muttered. For the next 3 days, he concentrated on refining energy crystals, and finally his energy points accumulated to 149 million. This is much higher than the 40 million energy point goal he set. Now that the energy points are enough, let's start evolving. Then his consciousness sank into the system's evolutionary tree page. He took an overall look at his position on the evolutionary tree, and now he was at the node position of the lower third of the evolutionary tree. There are still 2/3 of the nodes on it that are not lit. This makes him full of expectations for the subsequent evolution. If he really evolves to the highest node, he doesn't know what state he will be in then. Forget it, let's stop thinking about it and first take a look at what species will be in the next stage of evolution. This is the 7th time he is preparing to evolve. At this time, 3 evolution nodes also appear in front of him. There is also an image on each evolutionary node, and he clicked on each of the 3 nodes with his consciousness. These 3 level 7 evolved species are the Lord of the Void, the Devourer of Chaos, and the Ghost-Eyed Demon Lord. Judging from the names of these 3 evolved species, Lord of the Void is the most suitable route for him. As for the other 2, they should be special routes corresponding to the spirit and physics. After some thinking, he still chose Lord of the Void. Then he used his consciousness to click on this node in the evolutionary tree. Open black lens bracket ding. You have met the requirements to evolve, Lord of the Void. This evolution took 7 days. Do you want to spend 100 million energy points to evolve? Close black lens bracket. Damn it, you actually want 100 million energy points, Lu Feng said in shock. And fortunately, I was well prepared, otherwise it would have been embarrassing. Yes, evolve. At this time, waves of purple energy enveloped his body, and his consciousness slowly fell into a deep sleep. Then a purple crack opened from his head, and as the crack grew larger his body was sucked into the crack. He is now in the void plane, and the crack has also closed. The screen turned to the northern fortress number 1. Due to the departure of Lu Feng and Niu Huang, the people in this fortress also learned about the current human situation. Some evolver teams began to leave the fortress in droves. They did not want to live and die with the fortress. Zhang Xiaoya also left the castle with a team of 1,000 people at this time. When leaving, she took a deep look at Chief Number 1. These old people from the Dragon Kingdom do not plan to leave, they are prepared to live and die with the fortress. All soldiers and officers in the fortress must also stay, and they must defend the fortress even if they fight to the last soldier. These may be the only remaining patriotic soldiers in the Dragon Kingdom. Their loyalty is admirable. Originally, Zhang Xiaoya wanted to leave with Miao Sunning and her daughter, but Miao Sunning refused to leave. She insisted on staying and waiting for Lu Feng. Zhang Xiaoya couldn't defeat the other party, and finally had no choice but to give up. As time went by, the number of humans in the fortress became smaller and smaller. On the 5th night after Lu Feng left, something strange happened in the fortress. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe.